when they first came to film us. It was Frank and I that they cut the deal with, and they were like, "Who is she? What is she doing here?" And I said, "Well, she works for me." And they were like, "Well, there's no deal with her, we're not filming her." Danielle Colby was once the soul of American Pickers, but now she stands on the defendant's bench in a murder trial that has shaken America to its core. Her descent into criminality marks an unprecedented scandal in the history of reality television, an elaborate conspiracy to frame Mike Wolf for the death of Frank Fritz. What turned this beloved icon into a cold-blooded conspirator? Why did Frank Fritz, the man she called family for over a decade, end up the victim? And why, after everything, did Mike Wolf turn around and accuse Danielle of being the real killer? Let's delve into this video to uncover the whole truth and to say a haunting farewell to a quiet legend, Frank Fritz in court. Danielle Colby, from witness to murder suspect at first KBY. Appeared in court as a reluctant witness for the prosecution, she tried to remain neutral, steering clear of the bitter feud between the two men who once defined American reality TV bromance. But as the investigation widened and shocking new evidence emerged, her name surfaced among those under scrutiny, prompting the FBI to intervene. It was December 2024. The courtroom in Davenport, Iowa was packed as the murder trial of Mike Wolf, star of American Pickers, commenced. Wolf stood accused of killing his longtime co-host Frank Fritz, who had died on October 1st, 2024, initially ruled a stroke, but later suspected to be a poisoning. The nation was stunned, and even more so when Danielle Colby, close colleague of both men, was summoned as a key witness. Her testimony, coupled with the fierce arguments from both legal teams, turned the trial into a media firestorm, unearthing the darkest corners of their three-way relationship. The investigation began after the FBI searched Mike Wolf's home in October 2024 and discovered Frank's journal hinting at Mike's motive for murder. Alongside a vial of neurotoxin hidden in a safe lid, prosecutor Sarah Harrove, a seasoned criminal attorney with over 20 years of experience, argued that Mike poisoned Frank to prevent a looming financial lawsuit and protect the American Pickers brand. Mike Wolf isn't just a TV star. Harrove opened, he's a man who would do anything to keep control. We will prove that he deliberately poisoned Frank Fritz, a man he once called his brother, to bury the truth behind his own greed. Although the death was initially attributed to a stroke, evidence such as neurotoxins found in Frank's blood-encrypted texts between Mike and Danielle Colby and a $175,000 transfer raised suspicions of premeditated murder. Danielle, a longtime associate of both men, was a pivotal witness. But one unexpected moment during her testimony flipped the case on its head, placing her at the very center of the investigation. Harrove presented recovered text messages from a backup server in which Danielle wrote hours before Frank was found unconscious. "He's alone right now. No one is scheduled to check on him until tomorrow." Windows shut, Mike replied, "Taken care of, delete this thread." Harrove declared, "These messages reveal a calculated plan to eliminate Frank Fritz." Mike Wolf, with the help of Danielle Colby, poisoned his friend to safeguard the American Pickers empire. She then referenced the $175,000 transfer from one of Mike's shell companies to Danielle, calling it "thush money." Mike's defense team, led by high-profile Chicago lawyer Jonathan Kessler, pushed back hard. He argued that the messages were taken out of context and didn't prove intent. The transfer, he claimed, was a legitimate business transaction tied to American Picker offshore accounts. Mike Wolf is the target of a campaign meant to destroy his reputation. Kessler stated, "Danielle Colby is being manipulated into testifying against someone she's known for years, and we will prove Mike's innocence." The room went still when the prosecution revealed that a vial of military neurotoxin had been found in Mike Wolf's garage, a compound banned for civilian use. But Kessler struck back with calm resolve. "Your Honor, my client is a professional antique collector. That vial, according to our experts, is a piece from a Way-era medical kit. There is no evidence it was opened, no trace of Frank Fritz's DNA, and no sign of recent tampering linking it to the death. Is speculative at best, prejudiced at worst." He even submitted tax records and photos from 2016 showing Mike proudly displaying his historical pharmaceuticals collection in a deleted episode. Mike is a history buff, not a poisoner. As the jury wavered, Danielle Colby returned to the stand on day 4, her eyes full of worry, voice trembling. Guided by prosecutor Haravi, she described Mike's change in behavior after Frank left the show in 2021. Mike became obsessed with being the sole face of American Pickers. She said tears falling when I suggested. Patching things up with Frank, he got furious and said, "If Frank doesn't back off, I'll make sure he shuts up for good." Oh, I didn't think he meant it, but after Frank died, I started to feel afraid she admitted to seeing Mike bring a strange vial into the antique archaeology office, but claimed she didn't know it was poison. During cross-examination, Kessler attacked her credibility. He highlighted the 200-plus messages exchanged with Mike during the week of Frank's death, many referencing Frank's medication and